We'll switch it right up. Class 2A, Osage at the top. They're no stranger to Class 2A at the top, right? They've got the number 8th seeded team, Humboldt. They're 20-1 here, and if you remember last year, Osage, going into the state dual championships, they were, West Delaware, Osage, they've kind of been going back and forth. They got pinned in the last match from Kittleson to knock off West Delaware. The place went crazy at Extreme Arena. Osage, they've got a ton of kids that are ranked wired, from bottom to the top. They're really, really good in the middle lineup, right? Class 2A has been the Osage show really this year. They're on, they have 26-3. They've gone Battle Waterloo, had some tough matchups there, right? But Osage at the top, they're definitely the team to beat, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, they've been one all year long. Top three have pretty much been how we said. I did have, 4 through 8 a little different than we have here. I actually had Indy a little bit lower this year, but, just kind of continuing my hate, I guess, east on Interstate 20 or Highway 20. But anyways, had that a little bit different. Humboldt, they started the season ranked 23, had a lot of big wins. I don't know if that's my fault ranking them that low or just they were unproven, I guess, to start the year. Indy was a little bit lower too. West Delaware as well. They were 10 just because, again, they were some of those guys were unproven. But, these have mostly been the teams here the second half of the year. So, yeah, this is looking to be a pretty good tournament here in 2A.
Yeah, Osage they've got a lot of seniors on their team. Got Kittleson coming in, Adams, Stengel, Gass, and Mueller, right? So how does this team look after this season? We'll dive into that after the season, right? But they've just got a lot of seniors, a lot of experience in the state dual championships to lead this team through Class 2A. But there's only one matchup to watch really in this, depending on where everything comes down to. We've got Gass number 2 versus Hendricks number 1. Gass only has 5 matches on the year, undefeated. Brody 37-2. A freshman, he's wrestled in our event. Really on the youth scene, everyone knows that name. But see him, really kind of turn some heads this year at the state tournament, at the individual state tournament. But it starts here at the state duels, so really kind of getting his name out there, and really the Humboldt name, right? They've got a brand new facility up there. The program is on the rise up there. So kudos to
2 years in a row now they've made it to state duels.
So kudos to them. Do see Osage, moving on here. The next matchup, West Delaware. Obviously, we talked about them getting pinned at the end from Osage to lose the state dual championship. So coach is going to be having them ready. They've got they've got the experience. Coach has definitely got the experience here. Sergeant Bluff Luton, they're undefeated though. They're going to be coming in here, the number 5 seed, looking to knock off West Delaware. So what do you see in this matchup that kind of catches your eye?
Yeah, it's definitely 2 teams from different sides of the states. Another team, West Delaware, hasn't totally been healthy all year long. Don't maybe place as high as they should at the Battle of Waterloo, a tournament I really like because it kind of helps, sort out where some teams are where they're at. If you just on paper here, their probable lineups, you don't have any ranked wrestlers that hit each other, even though both of them have, 4. So I could really see some movement here in this meet, up or down, or depending on who's winning, who's losing, how the flip goes, as we said. West Delaware, kind of an interesting team here where they got 5 freshmen there. They got a bunch of juniors. They definitely have some proven guys in there. Sergeant Bluff is almost all upperclassmen, except for about 3 of them there. So to me, this is the meet to watch here in this round.
Yeah, there's just swing matches all over the place. Guys that have 50% records. Some of them have losing records. So in a duel, in a duel like this, getting off your back is going to be super important. If you can not just give up bonus points, that's a huge win for some of these guys. Obviously, the coaches are going to be able to, they're going to know who's going to be able to fight, who's not going to be able to fight. So I agree with you. That will be just kind of a fun one, a back and forth matchup. I think that we see up and down the lineup. Number 3, Creston. Creston has got just a healthy fan base. I'm excited just to see what they do showing up at Extreme Arena, who shows up. They've We've been down there for a couple duels. Caden Nissen has been down there and getting a lot of highlights. They're just a fun team to watch. Independence is no stranger to the state dual championships. We've only got one ranked matchup at 144 pounds potentially. You could see Independence bump Kramer, then Wheeland bumping up here. So I'd be curious to kind of see what Indy's thought process to move on from this matchup, but. That's really the only head-to-head matchup that really we see as far as big names go in this matchup. What else do you see?
Yeah, I mean, I could see that 65-pound match being pretty good too. You got Luke Johnson from Independence, not ranked, but definitely a quality wrestler. Independence is heavyweight. He's pretty good too. Brady McDonald. So that's a potential. I mean, not a ranked matchup, but Creston has the number 6 ranked guy there. But yeah, I mean, Creston's a team you just copy and paste and number 3 every year in duels. They always have a pretty good team. They actually lead all 8 of these teams in state duel appearances with 16. There's a couple that are pretty close, but I mean, they're up there quite a bit. But then they've only won one dual title though. So that was back in 2007. So then they're the 3 seed. Preseason they were 3 in the final ranking. So yeah, I mean, again, Independence, I had them ranked a little lower. They're definitely a quality team. A lot of good guys in there that aren't ranked that are still really good, that are going to be tough outs for any team they wrestle. So, again, I mean, no surprise there. Your 4-5, 3-6 is going to be your probably closest meets your first round. But, again, this is one that's probably within the margins, I would say, again.
Yep, so down on the bottom side, Mount Vernon, talking to a lot of people in that area, they're just fired. They've been fired up about Mount Vernon the last couple of years. They're undefeated on the season. They're taking on Algona, 20-2, the number 7 seed. Is it me or just Mount Vernon just kind of came out of nowhere, or am I like just in La La Land in Class 2A?
Well, you haven't been reading the rankings I've been sending you because they started the season number 2.
This year, obviously, Mount Vernon, they were in the state dual championships last year. I'm just saying, like, traditionally, Mount Vernon being in the state dual championships, how many appearances have they had? You got that number handy?
I do, but I just slid over. Sorry.
It's all good.
But yeah. So they have 7, so they made it 7 times. They've won it once, and that was back in 1988, so it's definitely been a while. They made it last year as well, and then a couple times before that recently. But, yeah, so they were undoubtedly my number 2 to start the year. Actually, Algona was a team that I have been higher on the most of the year here. I knew they had a pretty tough regional that they came out on top of, so I had them 5. And that's another team, too. They only have 4 ranked guys, but there's no easy outs in that lineup. Everybody's won 2 out of 3 matches they've wrestled as far as their record goes or more.
This is their first state dual appearance or no?
Yeah, this is their first one. Yep. So,
kudos to Algona down there. They're
the 7 seed. I had them 5th the preseason and 5th in the final rankings. Yeah, like we said, this is their first appearance. So, I mean, this is a pretty big one. Again, I mean, this, if you're a 7 seed, this is probably a match you're wanting because, I mean, like we said, it's not like Mount Vernon has 10 guys that are ranked highly. They're real good throughout. I mean, I'd still favor them for sure, but I mean, you get a couple to flip. You never know. So,
our ranked matchups at 138, Barrett Morgan versus Jace Jaspers, 150. Tate Slangle versus Mikey Ryan. Those are our ranked matchups. Could see in the heart of the lineup, we've got 138. Algona's ranked. 150, they're ranked. 157, they're ranked. And Mount Vernon's got ranked wrestlers at 38, 44, and 50. And I believe Kramer knocked off Jaspers here recently. Or Jaspers lost a match here recently. I feel like that was in my brain somewhere, but I don't have the note, but I believe Jaspers did lose here recently. So we could see, moving on to the semifinals here on the bottom side, if Independence knocks off Crescent, we could see that Caden Kramer versus Jace Jaspers matchup. I believe he's the one that knocked him off. So that on the bottom side, but Crescent again, solid dual team. Haven't been able to get it done, on the top side of winning the state dual championship, but who do you got on the bottom side going through here?
I think I have it chalk. I'm not going to go on a limb and say anything crazy, but yeah, I would say probably your 2 and 3. So Mount Vernon and Creston.
Yeah. As far as a fan base goes, that Crescent Independence one, I do think that's going to be the one to watch. On the top side, obviously Osage got a heck of a team. Humboldt's young. Do see them going through Sergeant Bluff in West Delaware. You go in chalk there, West Delaware versus Osage. These two have turned into really rivals, right? They've been the ones that have been in the state dual championship hunt for as many years as we've been covering this thing.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go Sergeant Bluff and Osage here. Just continue that hate east on Highway 20,
okay.
right? So.
All right. so then we're looking at the Green Devils, likely in the finals. They've been wire to wire number one team. And then on the bottom side, that Creston, Independence, Algona, Mount Vernon. I think we look go chalk there. Mount Vernon moving on. They've got just a solid team. So that is that's our Class 2A breakdown. Any other kind of notes or anything like here that you've got for Class 2A?
No, I mean, it makes it fun with Osage because, I mean, they got their top-end guys, and then some other weights, they're a little thinner. So every meet with them is going to be fun.